Not that shallow ass. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the direction you go with your life as a man. The decisions you make that you stand on. Like, you're not supposed to be getting those from a female. Y'all understand what I'm explaining so far before I go deeper? It's not just his goals for himself. His goals for his family. The direction he's going with life. Like, a man is designed to lead. It ain't even, Janet, it ain't even, I don't want y'all to, like, get this misconstrued at all. It ain't even about a need. Because, see, I be telling y'all, relationships, you are not supposed to be in them because you need the people. That's most people's problem. Like, nowadays, they can't manage emotions. They don't understand how to work on self first. And they be in relationships trying to make people need them and trying to need the other person. And that's why it never lasts, because after a certain amount of time, a bitch don't want you no more. Like, what I'm speaking on, a man has to be able to move how he wants to move. That way, if he's being loyal to you, if you are in a relationship with him, if he is choosing you, he's doing it because he wants to, not because he needs to, because you got your basics mixed with his, not because he feel like he have to, because society gonna judge him if he don't do what the American dream is for families. No, because he want. When you with a man that actually wants to be with you, not he needs you, not because you co-sign for his car, or y'all, both of y'all names on the house, and you know, he got to be there because of course there's gonna be a whole bunch of shit. No, like, he need to be there because he wants to. So when I say a man should not listen to a woman, I'm talking about for his overall direction in life. It does not need to come from a woman, especially a woman that is supposed to be his woman. Y'all understand what I'm explaining?
What's up, YouTube? What's going on? What's up? So, Love Dorsey is talking about a man shouldn't get his direction from a woman. He shouldn't listen to a woman, and she really goes into detail. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't like to be as misogynistic as I used to be, but I think every guy needs a touch of misogynistic because you can never really be too nice. But, you know, I feel like her point is, and I like where she goes with most of her videos. Like, you know, I think Love Dorsey is someone that is very grounded in reality. Like, I don't think she's someone that's just talking out the side of her neck and hasn't experienced shit. Because when I hear a lot of these other motherfuckers that talk, they just be talking because some shit sound good. But, you know, reality is subjective and different to different people. Like I'm saying with the girl Blue Jazz and shit, her reality is niggas trick off on her. So that's the reality that she lives in, and it's created her, made it where she doesn't feel like she has to work for anything. Cool. But anyway, that's another subject. But based off the shit I was seeing with this video, you know, she's like, a man's not supposed to get his overall direction from a woman. And, you know, and she's right. I keep wanting to say he. She's right. And she's dead ass right. You know what I mean? Like, again, I already had a direction that I wanted to go in. It's just when I got a girlfriend, she became a part of the overall plan. Like, you know what I mean? When you by yourself as a dude, you just, you know, you just sleep around and, you know, you just do shit by yourself, and it's like, fuck it. You don't give a fuck who cares about what, because it's just you. You know what I'm saying? But when you get a lady in your life for real and you fuck with her that heavy, then it's like, she becomes a part of the overall. Now, she also talked about, like, not needing another person. And let's set the record straight here right now. My girlfriend don't need me for shit. Like, you know, I offer her advice here and there, and I tell her things, and I'm just like, well, listen, I think you should do this. I think you should do that. You know what I mean? Like, Dorsey's point is, I don't want you shouldn't, the relationship don't work because both of y'all need each other. And I think she's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a person should want to be there. I think a want is almost stronger than a need in a way. Like, for instance, you know, sometimes my girlfriend gets these ideas that she wants to do certain stuff. I don't necessarily be like, oh, no, don't do it, don't do it, hell no, that's fucked up, that's stupid. Nah, I tell her what I think, and she'll see this and she'll know. I tell her what I think, she might disagree with it, I step aside and I let it happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I think most men come from the position of trying to control a woman through a need, and, you know, and on top of it, another thing I always liked about her, she's never been the money kind of woman. Like, She's never been someone that's like, oh, I need money, need money, need money. Like, that's never been her. So it's like, I can see why she's like that, being how men act, like, because a lot of dudes feel like once they give you money, they have like some type of control over you, and that's not the case. And then they get mad at you when you do something outside of the shit they thought they were supposed to be doing when you really wasn't in control of them in the first place. You know what I mean? I think people stay in things they want to stay in. Like, that's why I try my best to give it the freedom to let her breathe and let her be herself. Because if I sit there and I'm just like, no, you can't ever do this. No, you can't ever do that. Don't ever try this. Don't ever try that. I gotta come at it from a place of consequence versus, like, you know, the things you should and shouldn't do. And listen, if you do this, this might happen. Well, I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, well, I've said what I had to say, and I let it go after that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easier to give someone advice on something after they've seen the error in their ways. And this is also a position to where I can be wrong on some of the things I think too. Like, I'm not always right about everything that I think. You know what I mean? Like, she might do some shit and it might work. And I might be like, well, shit, I was fucking wrong. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Like, that's the thing I think has probably changed about me over the past couple years, is I don't feel the strong notion to be right no more. Like, because if I'm right, what does it really prove? That I was just right? Like, it just feels good to be right? Being right just sounds good. Like, you know, what's better, being right or learning something? I'd rather learn. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's the place that she gets to oftentimes, was like, I'm tired of being right about certain stuff. I'd rather learn from it. Like, I'd rather much rather expand my brain on certain subjects. You know what I mean? And I feel like the desire to want to be with somebody, to want to be in a relationship, okay, no one can really make you, like, no one can technically make a woman do anything. Niggas just think they can. Like, men, a lot of men fool themselves into thinking they can control women. Like, oh man, I done been fucking with her this long, I done been dating her this long. Like, my cousins and my family members go through this shit. Like, my dad goes through this shit. Like, he feels like because him and my mom are married that he can just do whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? And life don't work that way. Like, you can get pissed off all you want to. Fuck this shit. That's some bullshit that you did. But the fact of the matter is, you cannot control a woman. The most you can do is influence or leave. And I always say that. Like, don't sit there and be like, no, you better not ever talk to that nigga. You better not ever do this. Listen, I leave room open for you to fuck it up. You know what I mean? Like, because you don't learn anything from always, like, doing things right. A lot of things that I've learned in my life have been trial and error. It's just, I'm at a place in my life where I'm able to give the advice. Because I get called a lot. Like, my homeboy called me all the time. Hey, bro, what you think about this? What you think about that? Like, my homeboy sometimes is the guy that he wants a relationship, but he doesn't necessarily know how to maintain it long term. You know what I mean? Like, he just likes the idea of it. Like, oh, I want to be with a girl that's high value and has money, has her shit together. Not knowing that certain shit comes with certain shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just pick and choose the shit you deal with from a motherfucker. I wanted an unorthodox woman that was out of the box and out of the pocket and outgoing, I would say. And I got exactly that. You know what I mean? But there's sides of it that come with it. Nothing negative, but it's just, you know, she's very headstrong. So I take my hands off it. Listen, sweetheart, I love you. I don't love you less. Do what you feel like you need to do. You know what I'm saying? If it does work out, good. If it doesn't work out, I'm going to tell you why it didn't work out. But I just feel like, you know, relationships work better when two people want to be there. You know what I'm saying? I think it's easier on both parties when they want to be there. And I think it's easier when both people don't feel so confined to the relationship. Like, I never want to create this feeling of being trapped. Like, you know, I've been in relationships like that before this one. And I felt like I was trapped and I couldn't do anything and I had to act a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm protective of my shit because I want to be. No one's making me do shit. Like, you know, because guys, okay, say for instance you get on a phone call with a bunch of dudes and you start telling them about your girlfriend and you trying to do right by and you don't want to disrespect her. Niggas almost look at you like you gone soft. So you letting that woman run your life? You're gonna come out with your boys? You're gonna do this? Like, nigga, fuck y'all. Like, bro, I'm not finna one, I don't care about hanging with a bunch of dudes anyway. I don't know what the infatuation is with niggas and wanting to be around a bunch of swinging dicks all goddamn day. I'm not like that. But some things are better for you. Like, for instance, she is a fitness buff. Like, she's big on fitness. Like, and I want to be around her to learn from her level of knowledge of fitness. Like, and she's way more consistent than me in the gym. So I just feel like, as a byproduct, maybe if I listen to some of the shit she says, I would benefit from it. Ronell Williams is not a man that thinks he knows anything anymore. I give advice based off the experience of the things that I go through. Like, don't put certain shit on the internet. Don't do this. I would advise you against it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Donald Trump had advisors when he was president, but, you know, that nigga chose to listen to him when he felt like it. And based off the decisions that he made, you know what I'm saying, shit happened based off that. So, basically what I'm saying is, bro, in the long of the short of it is, you know, don't go needing people. I guess that's the point. Don't go needing motherfuckers, man. If you're gonna be somewhere because you want to be somewhere. Because when you're somewhere when you want to be somewhere, it's gonna be a much more comfortable feeling versus like, oh, I need to stick with this nigga because we both share an apartment and we both share a house and I need to stay with him because he's the one paying the majority of the bills. You don't need to be somewhere where you don't need to be. You know what I mean? Be there because you want to be there. Be there because it's healthy. Be there because it's a good environment. And I work every day to create that healthy environment. Even if that means I have to like back away from things and walk toward things. And, you know, I make adjustments as I go based on the relationship and what's going on currently. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of y'all would benefit from doing the same. These are just my thoughts on it.